night, the ex-police's daughter cried herself to sleep, alone in her room. She never said a single word about the evil aunt's bullying. She didn't want to cause a fuss, and so she suffered in silence. This only encouraged the woman to greater cruelties, until one day she exploded. "You are useless, filthy, nasty little creep!" And she beat her and threw her into a dank, dark, dusty cellar, locked the door, and went out. But that day, the ex-policeman happened to come home early. And when he heard the sound of his daughter's tears, he smashed the door open! Have I been so wrapped up in my grief for my wife that I've forgotten the one thing that matters to us most? I love you so much, my daughter. I shall spend the rest of my life making it up to you. We shall be together forever. But when the little girl fell asleep, the ex-police's thoughts turned to the acrobat's sister, and an almighty rage grew inside his great heart. This demon, this villain, this monster! She had sullied the memory of my wife. She had betrayed the trust of her own sister. She has shown cruelty to the most precious reality of my marriage. Bullying children is a game, isn't it? Well, let's see what this creature thinks she can do with the wrath of a grown man stand before her. But that was the last the little girl ever thought of her father, because she never came home. Ever again. Slowly, very slowly, the acrobat wrapped her shiny white scarf around her husband's neck. "For look, my love," she said, kissing him with the gentlest of kisses. "Smile. We have done this 1,000 times." But suddenly, she hugged him with the biggest hug in the world, so hard that he thought she could hug all the air at him. And so they prepared themselves for the most dangerous feat that had ever been performed. The great ex-apologist had to escape from the cage, lean out, catch his wife with one hand, grab a fire extinguisher with the other, and put out the flames on her own specially designed dress, within 12 seconds before they reached the dynamite and blew his wife's head off. Ah! Sorry. Go on. The trick started well. The moment the specially designed dress was set alight, the acrobat swung into the air. The crowd held their breath as she hurled over the sharp and spiky object. 1 second, 2 seconds, they watched the flames crept up the dress. 3 seconds, 4 seconds, she began to reach out her arms towards the cage. 5 seconds, 6 seconds. Suddenly, the padlock pinged open, and the huge chain fell away. 7 seconds, 8 seconds, the door flung open, and the ex-apologist reached out the one huge, muscled arm to catch his wife and their child. 9 seconds, 10 seconds, oh, I can't look, 11 seconds! And he grabs her hand, and suddenly the flames were covered and burned before they could both be blown to pieces. Hooray! So the story does have a happy ending after all. No. Maybe it was the thought of the child. Maybe it was nerves. But the ex-apologist used just a bit too much phone. And suddenly their hands became slippy. And she fell. No. Is she okay? Did she survive? She broke every bone in her body, except the ones at the end of her little fingers. She did manage to live long enough to have that child, but the effort was too great. Love our little girl, she said. Love our daughter with all your heart. She's all we ever wanted. And then she died. And then things got worse. What? Worse? Oh no, Matilda, not worse. They can't get worse. I'm afraid they did, because the escapologist was so kind that he never for 1 second blamed the evil sister for what happened. In fact, he acted to move in and help look after his daughter. She was nothing but rude to the little girl, making her wash, iron, cook, and clean, and beating her if she did anything wrong, but always in a secret, so that the anthropologist never suspected a thing. And so the poor little girl grew up with the meanest, cruelest, horriblest son you could possibly imagine. Let's call the police! Mrs. Phelps. Just a story. What? Oh, yes, of course. Matilda, you are so smart. Your parents must think they have won the lottery of having a child like you. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they do. They're always saying that. In fact, they say, Matilda, we're so proud. In fact, they say, we're so proud of you, Matilda. You're like winning the lottery. Yes, I better go. Matilda, how lovely to see you. Are you enjoying school? Oh, yes. Bits of it anyway. Mrs. Phelps? Where's the revenge section? What? Well, we don't have a revenge section. Why? Is there a child at school who's behaving like a bully? Oh, no, not a child exactly. Matilda, are you sure something... Do you want to hear the next part of my story? Story? Did you say story? Matilda, what are we waiting for? Good morning, children. My name is Miss Honey, and today is a very special day. Your first day at school. Now, do any of you know any of the 2 times tables? Wonderful! Matilda, isn't it? Please stand and do as much as you can. 1 times 2 is 2, 2 times 2 is 4, 3 times 2 is 6, 4 times 2 is 8, 5 times 2 is 10, 6 times 2 is 12, 7 times 2 is 14, 8 times 2 is 16, 9 times 2 is 18, 10 times 2 is 20, 11 times 2 is 22, 12 times 2 is 24. Well, my word! 13 times 2 is 26, 14 times 2 is 28, 15 times 2 is 30, 16 times 2 is... Stop! Good heavens! How far can you actually go? I don't know. Quite a long way, I think. Do you think you could tell me what 2 times 28 did? 56. Well, yes. Yes, it is that. That is. Now, how about this? This is much harder, so don't worry if you don't get it, but 2 times 487. If you took your time, you should 974. 12 sevens, 84. No way! Let's leave maths for the time being and look at reading. Now, can anyone read this? Me, please, miss, I can, me. Very well. Nigel. Yeah, okay. I think we better leave it there, Nigel. We don't want you to burst the blood vessel on your first day. Lavender. The first word. Oh, tomato. No, but tomato is a very good word. Matilda. I cannot read words. So, Matilda, you can't read words? Well, yes. I needed to learn words. I needed to learn words so that I can read sentences. Because basically a sentence is just a big bunch of words. And if you can't read sentences, you've got no chance with books. And have you read a whole book yourself, Matilda? Oh yes, more than one. I love books. Last week I read quite a few. A few in a week. My, that is good. What books did you read? Nicholas Nickleby, Oliver Twist, Jane Eyre, Tests of the Daffodils, The Lord of the Rings, Kim, The Invisible Man, The Secret Garden, Crime and Punishment, and